The Video News Release for Business or Activism. Chapter 1. A Video News Release/VNR Guide. A Video News Release/VNR 1. At the extreme end of the spectrum is what is called the video news release, which is an advertisement you or any company does about their cause or product, then gives it to certain news agencies either for free in exchange for content or along with payola, a payment where the news service will run your story portrayed as an actual news event that they researched and created, but it's really an ad. Even though this undercuts the integrity of the news, it's a not uncommon way for people to get their message out into the public. Video News Release/VNR 2. A relatively new trend is a video news release/VNR, a professionally produced 1 to 4 minute piece of video that describes your concept with images and narration that could be conceivably used as a news story, but more often than not, if a newsroom uses it, they will create their own story and use some footage from the VNR. The Video News Release/VNR is a video version of a press release. You package a little story on video and send it out to media outlets hoping that they will use it for free to fill up their shows, in exchange for the publicity you get out of it. Think of VNRs as short video pieces created by organizations, corporations, and governments to promote their causes, routinely used as filler in TV newscasts. TV stations are not required by law to say whether a certain story was created by journalists or is a VNR. I personally think there is payola involved because there are PR companies around whose job it is to get the VNRs of their clients onto as many TV newscasts as they can. Some news shows have gotten flack about using VNRs because they say it represents bias on the part of the newscast, but the way around it is they just put a little note on the screen saying footage courtesy of the Save the Cats Foundation or whatever the organization is. To find VNR producers, call local TV news stations and ask if they've got someone interested in producing a segment for you. Look in the yellow pages under video or film production and look for a local film school or film class in your area such that you could hire one of them to make it for you. Some people videotape weddings and other events like that part-time in addition to regular jobs. They have the typical editing equipment you will see advertised in Videomaker.com, the magazine about video production. Make your VNR, put it on YouTube.com and other video depositories, then send out queries to TV stations about it. There is also the audio news release, which is a little radio report you create then send it off to news radio stations. The inherent flaw of video activism. The inherent flaw of video activism is that it's simply more images in the realm of TV and movies, which is seen by the vast majority of people as one big mass of entertainment. If you've been watching all the negative stuff on the TV news all your life plus watching all the gory, violent TV shows and movies out there, a piece of video activism footage won't faze you much. It will just be another transient image that you watch and forget about a few minutes later as your mind absorbs something else on TV. This is the problem with trying to get people to care more about the world than their own self-centered bubbles of comfort. It's so easy to do frivolous things. There's all that crap on TV every night plus video games, computers, and the internet. If mainstream TV was geared for practical living as opposed to frivolous entertainment, we would live in a much more sensible society. I saw 2 documentary reports on TV one night, then I turned the channel to see all this pop culture entertainment on. In my opinion, you can't get away from this seeming contradiction and hypocrisy in our society. Most people think they're morally good people, but my question is that if you're so good, why do you engage in these frivolous activities like spending your time watching pop culture entertainment and buying useless things to try to appear trendy and cool to others when you should be concerned with all the pain and injustice in the world and try to do something about it in your own little way? I'm not about to try to answer that question merely to make my observation. You can watch the Feed the Children infomercial on TV or the World Wildlife Fund one, which are both quite graphic and shocking, but then you can change the channel and see some TV commercial about coloring your hair because you're worth it, some skanky music videos and some really stupid sitcoms. My point about all of this is that you can shoot the greatest documentary footage ever about some injustice taking place somewhere, and for most of the population, if they watch it, many won't because they will be watching the more frivolous stuff. It will just be another normal night of TV fare. They watch TV for a few hours a night, then forget about it as they go to sleep and go to work the next day. Yet despite all this, Video activism is probably the best tool we have. It has worked in the past and will work again if you can capture the right images and get them to a mainstream audience through the mainstream and alternative TV networks, through passing DVDs around and through the internet. Video activism 1. It's quite obvious we live in a visual world of recorded images blasted at us for pop culture entertainment, even in the mainstream news. Activists and other people with a cause know the power of visual images. Documentary footage of the poor Haitians in indentured servitude living in extreme poverty on sugar cane farms or animals being treated horribly by a pet food company trying to improve their pet food have a dramatic effect when people see it. That's the best any activist can do. If the videotape of Rodney King had not been shot, there would not have been a Los Angeles riot nor any police prosecutions. If Michael Moore had not gone into Kmart with his video cameras in the documentary Bowling for Columbine, they would still be selling ammunition today. So video activism works sometimes. Just be realistic about it. It's the best and simplest way to get a point across, but in this era of reality TV where everybody is taping something to try to get on TV, don't expect people to be mightily dazzled by what you shoot. Chances are they've already seen it somewhere on TV before. Don't forget the fake factor. People can get actors to fake events or they can edit footage to suit their ends. Even though some extreme activists more extreme than me say that the mainstream media won't show what's really going on, I'm inclined to disagree. If you have good footage, they will either buy it for their newscast or show it as a documentary if it's packaged well. Most of them are pragmatic. They are neither left or right. They are interested in ratings. If it's good video or an interesting story, most will play it. Don't underestimate them. In my opinion, most mainstream journalists are more liberal than conservative, which is good for the activist people. After all, look at the tradition of the journalist in modern cultural lore. The archetypal journalist is the brave guy exposing corruption and injustice. Superman and Spider-Man were journalists. We all grew up with these ideas, and I'm sure the people planning to be journalists as careers didn't do it because they wanted to end up like O'Reilly and some of them right-wing old dudes on CNN who are system mouthpieces just about ready for the pasture. They did it because they thought they would do some interesting, cutting-edge stuff that just might change the world in a left-wing kinda way. So don't put mainstream journalists down. Many will help you get your footage on the air if you're friendly and diplomatic with them. Think of the gang of liberals at 60 Minutes on CBS. They sometimes do stories pitched to them by activists on the street. Canada is even better. The CBC does some of the best investigative reporting around, and they're willing to check out what the viewers tell them. A&E does all those investigative reports. There is a significant market for well-done documentaries worldwide. Mainstream media might be controlled by the advertising dollar and some corporate executives who also have business interests in other industries, but in my opinion most of the people in the business itself are left-leaning liberals, so don't slam them all. There are some good people there, even if they are working within the establishment. Sure, you can fault them for being a bunch of generic wimps, more status quo than activist, trying not to offend the average viewer, but despite this soppy reputation, occasionally some good stories come out because they are in the business of getting the good stories out, and at heart, they know this is what they're supposed to do, even though they often take the safe route and report most things from the point of view of a conservative, government bureaucrat appealing to corporate advertisers. In today's era, a freelance video reporter or documentary filmmaker can be essentially a one-person show, but it has to be good quality stuff with enough lighting in the shots. Simply contact the mainstream media networks you see in any media directory, preferably the left-leaning ones. Some will ask to see your stuff, then decide if they want to buy it or if you want to give it to them for free just to get your point across. Remember, they want sensationalism, the closer to home the better. If it bleeds, it leads. They want violence directed against people. They aren't hot on environmental stories unless somebody dies, but like grassroots stories where a few people get together against a big corporation or something like that. In order to either sell a video for the news or a documentary, they want something that will interest their viewers for the entertainment effect, not necessarily the activism effect. This is as good as it gets for a video activist for now, unless you start some great activist type website called Alternative News, Activist News, Street News, left-wing news, etc., or end up getting paid big bucks to make activist documentaries about things that interest you. Video activism 2. There are increasingly more TV networks coming onto the scene. Some of these are alternative, leftist, and activist. There are and will be more outlets for activist video makers to get their stuff on TV networks accessible to the mainstream. There are hundreds of activist-oriented websites, some of which I use almost every day since my entertainment is listening to talk radio. Media outlets go all the way from local TV news shows to regional, then national, and even worldwide in the case of CNN and a few others that are popular on the internet. You can sell to any and all who will buy, providing you sell it for their use only, not to resell, and keep the copyright on it. A typical news footage sales contract has the following elements: price for all the raw footage or price per 15 seconds used on the air after editing. The exact program it will be used for. The exact region it will be used for. Number of times it will be shown. Exclusivity, will they be the only ones with that footage, for a higher fee, or will you continue to sell it? You get no credit as having shot the footage on the newscast, which is a minor point, but it's in most such contracts. Stipulate that you keep the copyright. Nowadays, most video transfer is over the internet. Make the deal over the phone or through fax or email. They send you a contract, you email them the footage. From the other point of view, if you go in on the side of the activists and decide you will use your skills to be their advocate by videotaping them at strategic times and getting media coverage for them, your activist soul will be more pure, and you will often find that you will get better results as a grassroots group fighting the establishment as opposed to being a freelance video journalist trying to sell anything you can to make money. You have to choose your battles well. You can make money both ways. If you choose the more pure route, you will often find that as you get press coverage and put out good video about injustice and corruption, more and more individuals and groups will come over to you asking you to film your events. At the most basic level, anyone with a digital camcorder, some of which are very small and can be easily hidden, can shoot film of whatever their particular injustice is, upload it to their own activist-oriented website, then send out email press releases to major media offering the footage for free if they want to use it in their newscasts. Oftentimes it's cheaper and safer for TV stations to buy footage from an independent journalist, or if they get to know the guy, will contract with him in advance to bring them footage of specific events. Even if you are willing to give your footage to TV stations for free, always ask for a fee because you need the money, you earned it, and if you don't, they won't take it as seriously as if they had paid for it. Sell it for a flat fee for a 1-week unlimited usage, but don't sell the license. You own the copyright. You can sell the same footage over and over again worldwide to many different news stations. The most progressive activist groups with a bit of money are producing their own TV shows. Some are even starting up their own TV networks. If you're really cool and get some good video of some event, get some activist musicians to develop a song around it and make a music video out of it with a hook, a catch term repeated over and over like save the trees, save the whales, free howdy doody, etc. Right after you shoot video, when you get home or to your hotel room, pull out the tape, put it in digital form and send it to another location via email. You never know what could happen. Cops could bust in demanding it. I cover a lot about the nuts and bolts of movie making and DVD equipment in my jobs book. Video Activism 3. The more people you can unite within your cause, the more successful you will be. Many people are afraid to go out to public places to videotape events. It's pretty easy. You have the right to shoot film in public because it's a public place. No one has any reasonable expectation of privacy. You are not violating other people's privacy. If they want privacy, it's their responsibility to go to a private area. Act like a journalist and you will be treated like one. Anyone can buy a journalist's ID with your picture on it off the internet. Just type either mail order IDs or fake IDs into search engines. Books about journalism are at number 70-71 at the library. Clip it onto your chest area. The best attitude to have is that you're a journalist there on contract to do a job even if you're not. This reduces you to fulfilling a task of getting footage as opposed to being a screaming activist. You're there to document the event for legal purposes. Think like this. Act like a journalist even if you're a left-wing pinko. Don't be shy about getting into people's faces. That's your job. That's what you tell them if they give you lip. It's my job, nothing personal, I gotta earn a living. When anyone asks who you are, tell them you're from either left-wing media productions, conservative media productions, the alternative news service or the government media services agency depending on who you're talking to. Tell them you do a lot of contract work for Earth Peace or Green Force, two fictitious organizations as far as I know. This will make the left-wingers, your kindred spirits, warm up to you. If you don't identify yourself in this way or by wearing a left-wing baseball hat, they may think you're an undercover cop. When the cops come out, just tell them you're a member of the press exercising your right to objectively report on a story as an independent journalist working for conservatives for law and order by staying out of the way and not bothering anybody. If you're friendly with them and tell them you're from the conservative news network from Washington, D.C., they might let you tape in amongst them from their vantage point. Don't tell them you work for Pigs Incorporated. Nobody is allowed to touch you or your camera without your permission, even the cops if you're minding your own business. It's assault. If someone tries to grab for your camera or you, tell them they're breaking the law. Fight back. Protect your footage. Cops and the people on the other side often target the guy with the camera even though it's against the law, so don't be surprised if they come chasing you and try to steal your camera. Carry some mace if it's legal in the area. Even carry a fake police badge, pull it out and say you're working undercover for some corporate security outfit. Some video activists bring a friend or hired gun or two to stand around them and act as bodyguards. If someone tries to attack, they disrupt the attacker long enough for the video activist to get away with the video, even if the attackers are the cops. Most arrests are for trespassing on private property as opposed to being in a public place, obstructing justice, or causing a disturbance. If you're not breaking any of these laws, the cops really have no reason to arrest you, but they often do because they want what's on your camera to use as part of their investigation. Videotaping is protection. It protects you from the cops and the people on the other side from going nuts and doing crazy things against you because they know it will be on tape and they could get in a lot of trouble. If they do crazy things, you have your evidence for court, but be aware that if you submit something to be used as evidence in court, you have to submit the whole thing, not just a part of it. If there is something that makes your side looks bad or like a provocateur, the other side will use it against you. Videotaping is the eyes to the rest of the world. By taping some injustice, you are the witness to the rest of the world. By you providing them this footage, you will, at the very least, raise awareness but more than likely spur some people to act on it. The advanced activists have no tape there. They have their digital camera which is hooked up to some wireless internet device or some wireless device that's a few hundred feet away in a car trunk or with a friend which is recording what he is pointing the camera at, so if somebody grabs the camera and smashes it, it doesn't matter. The footage is recorded elsewhere. Some cameras are so small, pinhole cameras, that you can mount it in a baseball cap or on a shirt pocket, then walk around without looking like you are taping anything. You can find these at security and surveillance stores. Good video activism is like battle, long periods of boredom interspersed with short periods of extreme action and terror. You have to be ready for those action shots. Don't try for camera gimmicks. Just use straight, steady camera shots. All shooting is a two-phase deal. Out in the field you're just collecting footage. You edit it later at home. Learn a bit about movie making to help you make good shots. Focus on your subjects being in the middle of your picture. Try for different shots for later when you edit. Don't pan or zoom too much. Focus on steady shots for at least 10 to 20 seconds before you move elsewhere. Get shots of what the placards say. Don't record with the digital timer and date on the screen. Beware of leaving your camera on during the lull and draining your batteries. Bring spare batteries and a spare tape, DVD, or hard drive. Don't neglect sound quality. Get a good machine with a good built-in microphone. Even use an external one. Sometimes audio alone is used for radio broadcasts. Some different shots are: extreme close-up, XCU. Close-up, CU, full head on the screen. Head and shoulders. Head to waist. Full body. Group shot. Long shot, in the distance. Point 2 shot, 2 people. Over the shoulder, used in interviews, the camera is behind the interviewer. Most people don't mind being interviewed. Ask them for an interview, then ask them questions straight on. If it's an ally, don't ask an embarrassing question. If it's an enemy, act like an ally at first, ask a few non-threatening questions, then put them on the spot when they're feeling relaxed. Act buddy-buddy for 3 minutes, then go in for the kill. Often it terminates the interview, but at least it embarrasses the guy. The thing is, don't be so cutthroat that you make yourself look as evil as your quarry. Be reasonable no matter what. Michael Moore screwed himself by giving an aging Charlton Heston with Alzheimer's a hard time. The dog bounty hunter gets on TV praying with the people he arrests, but then reveals his true colors in a private phone call, using the N-word many times. That one act revealed who he really is away from the camera. Video activism has other purposes besides just trying to film some event or meeting to get it on the news or in a documentary. You can videotape your group stating their concerns as individuals, their purpose and demands, then send it to the corporation or government agency you're up against, as well as the local residents and politicians, so that they can watch it and see exactly who you are and where you stand. You have to be purposeful in your activism. Don't just shoot video for the sake of archiving it. Have a purpose for it. At protests, the police have their recording technicians. The presence of your people with camcorders will, at the very least, make the cops nervous about using excessive violence. If you go to some event as a freelancer, try to meet the leaders on your side and ally with them. They don't know you or know you're on their side. They can help you with security and good positioning if you introduce yourself and ally with them. Nobody is objective. Every wise person knows that. If you're living between the real world of making money to pay your bills and shooting video to promote some activist agenda, don't be ashamed of your leanings. Simply try to work within the system as best as you can. After all, if you can't earn a living, you're no good to your activist cause. There is a workable middle ground between what you and your activist buddies want and what the TV networks want. The process of converting raw footage and stock footage into a smooth-flowing, cohesive piece of work takes a lot of editing. Get a copy of the magazine Videomaker at videomaker.com to learn more about the editing process. Editing could be the most underrated profession out there. If you're an editor in any way at all, then you're conscious of all the editing that goes on in every minute of TV you watch, all the way from newscasts to movies. People seem to think all those different shots just kinda magically come together as though they were filmed that way, but all of them were done by somebody sweating it out in a back room somewhere. Don't try to be a perfectionist. Just try for good. Go easy on the special effects. Focus on the story. You have to write a script for the visual images you will use along with the narration you will add to it. This is called structuring. Once you get it down on paper, do an edit there on paper, deciding whether you will rearrange some shots. Decide how much time to tentatively give each shot. Don't be too skimpy on time. People need time to digest new material coming at them. Obviously, if it's a TV news broadcast, you only have a minute or two, so you have to pack it in, but if you're doing a documentary, it's better to make it too long than too short. It's okay to have lingering shots where there is no dialogue but the camera is doing the speaking. A rough cut is the term used for a film that has been edited once or twice, but it's not considered to be in its final edited form yet. Video activism 4. Don't be disappointed if the mainstream media buys or takes your activist videotape and never uses it, or uses just a few seconds of it to portray the story not from the activist point of view but from the point of view of a disinterested observer. This is what they do in creating a newscast. The producer sits there with his clones and they write the script and package a show for every newscast. After doing this every day for several years, don't blame them if they are less than fascinated with your video footage. They are just filling time. They don't particularly care much either way. It's just another story in the endless sea of stories to them. Aside from raw footage, there is a concept called the video news release/VNR, which is a video version of a press release. You package a little story on 1 to 5 minutes of video and send it out to media outlets, hoping that they will use it for free to fill up their shows, in exchange for the publicity you get out of it. Some news shows have gotten flack about using VNRs because they say it represents bias on the part of the newscast, but the way around it is they put a little note on the screen saying footage courtesy of the Save the Cats Foundation. Instead of VNRs, many activists are now making clip reels which are not a short biased story like a VNR is, but rather a series of several edited action shots without scripted dialogue of whatever happened, and the news show uses what it wants from that for its newscast. If your VNR or clip reel is too propagandist, the news shows will reject it and it will be a waste of time and money for you. If you have an archive of lots of activist footage, you can market yourself out on the internet as an owner of activist archivist footage, offering it for sale as stock footage for anybody interested like news shows and documentary film makers. If doing this service, charge an upfront research fee, unless you have it all on the internet for public viewing, in addition to a fee for using the footage in a commercial newscast or film. Everybody is making documentaries these days. Some people get government grants and other monetary awards to make them, while some people just make them then try to sell them through the regular channels, documentary film festivals, brokers, TV networks, etc. A campaign video is one step up from a video news release. Think of going to a high school to do a presentation of your cause where you will show a video from 10 minutes to 2 hours long. Watch them infomercials about the World Wildlife Fund or Feed the Children. These are generally campaign videos. It's like a speech/presentation for your cause told with dialogue and visual images on video. You can use a campaign video for a number of things. You can give it out individually in the flesh like at a meeting or trade show, or send it through the mail. You can have it on your website for anyone to look at, show it to groups, or try to get it on TV. An increasingly popular way to show a campaign video is through a campaign screening. You made the video. You can hand it out one by one and show it on your website. Chances are it ain't gonna get on TV, so you go around either renting community halls, using free rooms in libraries and schools, university student union buildings, using the facilities of organizations sympathetic to your cause, advertising for a week or so, then having a free public showing of your film. Some people charge for their films. I know of one community theatre in London and one in Melbourne, Australia, where they have weekly screenings just like a regular commercial theatre does, but they show activist, alternative type films instead. You can have a little talk with it and ask for donations afterwards. Another way is to have a mailing list of about 20 activist groups, and when you make a film, you send a copy around to each of these groups. There are some alternative film and documentary film festivals around. Your objective is to inspire people, educate them, get them angry and/or activist enough to try to get them to donate money to your cause, fundraising, or volunteer their time. Video activism 5. The thing about activist documentaries and campaign videos is that the very good ones are not over the top. They present the material with their leftist leanings thrown in, but they are not hitting you over the head with it. They're not preaching at you. They're being educational and entertaining. Watch as many documentaries you can. See how they edit it, what shots they use, their script, the music they dub into it. There is an art form to it. You learn by practice. There is a middle ground between slickness, quality, and content. Too much slickness, production with cool edits and fast, smoothly paced cuts, can make the video look like a piece of corporately produced crap. You need some realism there, some raw footage. It has to look like it was shot by a bunch of grassroots liberals trying to produce a professional video but not quite making it slick enough. You have to do this intentionally. Too much slickness turns people off. It takes the emotional, personal component out that people want when watching an activist video. There is a form of documentary called either the news documentary or the broadcast documentary. You often see them in a 1-hour newscast, a story that lasts anywhere from 5 minutes to half an hour. It's tough to freelance these then try to sell them, but people do it by sending proposals around of stories they would like to do and sell to the newscasts. You usually get to know some TV news people, then when they want a story on something, they come to you and offer you X amount of dollars to put this short video story together like a mini documentary. In your search for video activist success, be wary that you are not looking for sensational material so much that you fake it, orchestrate it, or That you get away from your main goal of activism to help the world and instead try to get famous as a cool, gutsy journalist. Be also aware that even though you have an activist agenda, you can't come off as too one-sided in your films. Don't preach too much. State the facts. Let the images speak. If you're selling footage, don't be naive. The buyer has his own agenda. He doesn't care about your activist cause. He will chop it up and edit it to suit his own ends, and it could be a viewpoint diametrically opposed to yours, but don't forget, you're in sales. This is the real world. Scenes of activists protesting are not that hot. They're a dime a dozen. You're looking to document some injustice or event with action shots of what is happening. There are many cable and satellite TV stations around nowadays. You can start your own TV channel on the internet. Depending on where you live, you can even get a license to set up an inexpensive TV station or use the local cable TV company's access channel to get a regular show on the air. There are ways to get your stuff out there. All those pseudo-intellectual channels and news channels constantly need new material. I've seen some amateurish stuff on national TV. CBC has a couple of shows called Rough Cuts and The Passionate Eye where they show all kinds of documentaries. There was one guy who made a film about people hassling him about his student loan. It was just him by himself without a crew and his camera, and he made it into a documentary. There are video activist groups out there you can learn from, like Changing America, Headwaters Action Video Collective, Paper Tiger TV, Video Active. Video activism websites. Medialink.com, information about video news releases /VNRS. eco-actation.org/action/or chaos.html, chaos productions. engagemedia.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/video_news_release. gpvideo.com, video news release services. havc.org, Headwaters Action Video Collective, the corporate destruction of the ancient redwood rainforest. iii.org/media/av. jeffproductions.com, VNR services. Learn about videoblogs.com, libmagazine.org/articles/featurenaldo_115.html, a survey of the history, current resurgence, and possible future of video activism. multiview.com, VNR services. osu.edu/news/vnr/archive.php, look at some VNRs at Ohio State University. peoplesvideo.org. streamreel.com/links/links.htm, global video activist links. stumbleupon.com/video/activism. technerati.com/tag/video news release. tvaproductions.com, VNR promotion CO. videoactivism.org. videonetwork.org. video-news-release.com, video news release and production. videonewsrelease.net, Washington, D.C. vjmovement.com, promoting video journalism. westglen.com, video news release and production. whisperedmedia.org. witness.org, use video to document human rights abuses. Some VNR producers. JNex Television. 5455 Wilshire Boulevard. Number 2010. La California 90036. 800-366-5639. 213-934-4356. Fax, 213-934-7269. Media Link. 708 3rd Avenue. 9th FL. NYC 10017. 800-843-0677. 212-682-8300. MediaLinkWorldwide.com. National Satellite. 8075 West 3rd St. Number 504. La California 90048. 213-857-0777. Fax, 213-939-9475. natsat@aol.com. News/Broadcast Network. 149 Madison Avenue. Number 804. NYC 10016. 212-889-0888. Fax, 212-696-4611. On the Scene Productions. 5900 Wilshire Boulevard. Number 1400. La California 90036. 213-930-1030. Fax, 213-930-1840. onthescene.com. Worldwide Television News. 1995 Broadway. 8th FL. NYC 10023. 800-526-1161. 212-362-4440. Fax, 212-496-1269. Documentary Films Info. bignoisefilms.com. rightlightsfilm.com/documentaries.html. cambridgedocumentaryfilms.org. POV Magazine, documentary film-making.der.org, documentary educational resources.hotdocs.ca, documentary film festival.ifda.nl, documentary film festival, Netherlands. Association for Documentary Editing, Department of History, University of South Carolina Columbia, SC 29208803777-6526 sc.edu. Documentary Editing Journal. International Documentary Association. .151 ss. Robertson No. 201 Law, CA 9003531-284-8422. Documentary.org. POV/The American Documentary. 220 West 19th St. 11 th Floor, New York, New York 10011212989-8121. Fax, 212-989-8230. pbs.org/POV. A showcase for feature-length documentaries. Amsterdam Documentary Film Festival. Kleingartman Plantsoen 101,017 RR. Amsterdam, Netherlands. 31-2627 3329 FAX, 31-20638 5388 IDFA at XS4all.nl. Edinburgh Fringe Film and Video Festival. 29 Albany St Edinburgh, EH13QN UK 44, 0131 556 2044 FAX, 44, 0131 557 4400. Documentary Section. Festival International du Court Meterage de Montréal. 4205 Saint Denis St No. 326 Montreal, QCH2J2K9514 285 451 5 FAX, 514 285 2886. Documentary Section. Hiroshima International Amateur Film and Video Festival /Ochugoku Broadcasting Co-Culture Department /Business Division. 21-3 Motomaki, Nakaka Hiroshima City 730 Japan 8182. 222 1133 FAX. 8182 222 1319 PEACE. Documentaries. Hometown Video Festival /O Alliance for Community MEDIA 666 11th Street NW No. 806 Washington, D.C. 20005202393 2650 aliensecmat@aol.com. Community-oriented movies. Human Rights Watch Film Festival 485 5th Ave 3 rdfl.nyc 10017212972 8400. Fax, 212-972-0904 hrw.org. ruabe.org. International Okomedia Ecological Film Festival. Habsburgerstrasse 9 AD 79104 Freiburg, Germany. 49 761 52024 FAX, 49 761 555 724. International Video Fest Mediopolis Berlin. EV Potsdamer Strasse 96 D 10785. Berlin, Germany. 49 3262 8714 FAX, 493262, 8713 Videovest at Mediopolis. De Activist Type Film Fest. Oestraneni International Video Festival Oestraneni Bauhaus des Akademie Studio EMI Gropius Ali 38D06846 Dessau, Germany 49340 313 FAX, 49340 650 8326 Documentary Section.